you will be aware of the phrase that driving whilst unfit through drink or drugs might land you with a driving ban, points and a fine. But many of you might not realise that simply having certain drugs in your system, whether you are unfit or not, might amount to the same thing. So this video serves as some kind of a warning because these are far more common than a lot of people realise. So please stay to the end of the video to see whether you are in this situation or someone you know is in this situation and they need to be warned about it. So welcome back, I'm the Black Belt Barrister helping you to understand law. So please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. So drug driving and the law is far more wide than a lot of people will realise that it is. Now when most people think about drugs, they think of the common illicit kind, which will be quite obvious to be illegal to have at all, let alone whilst you're driving. But many drugs are taken as painkillers, muscle relaxants and various other things. And there's a list of these that have a proscribed limit, proscribed with an O, meaning that there is a limit of these that you can have in your system, otherwise you are not permitted to drive. Now of course I'm talking about prescription medicines, and this is applicable in England, Scotland and Wales, and it is illegal to drive with any of these legal drugs in your body if it might impair your driving. First on this list here are types of amphetamines. Now most of you will think of those as being something illegal, but actually they are used in certain cases for treating ADHD and narcolepsy. So they are prescribed medicines and there are proscribed limits of using these. Clonazepam is a medicine to control seizures. Diazepam is used to treat anxiety and muscle spasms and fits. Temazepam to treat sleeping problems. And morphine and other opiates normally used to treat muscle pain. Now the reason to be careful with this is that you can drive after taking these if you've been prescribed them and you've followed the advice on how to take them by your healthcare professional. And so long as they are not causing you to be unfit, even if you are above the specified limits. So in this chart here you can see that there is a threshold limit for each of these, and if you're found to be driving with excess of these limits, you are likely to be prosecuted, especially if you haven't been prescribed them. And if you're convicted of drug driving, you will get a minimum of a 1-year driving ban, an unlimited fine and up to 6 months in prison, together with a criminal record. And your driving license will also show that you've been convicted of drug driving. And this will last on your license for 11 years, and this is going to have a serious impact on your insurance. Not to mention if your employer requires that you have a clean driving license to do your job. But far more serious, however, if you were to cause a serious collision because you had too much of one of these medicines in your system and then you cause death by dangerous driving, this could attract a prison sentence of up to 14 years. So if you know someone that takes any one of these medications or is likely to take one of these medications, please share this video with them as a warning so that they must stick to what their doctor has told them so that they don't exceed the prescribed limits in their blood when they're out driving. So please remember to subscribe and thanks for watching.